up here on the Pro Wrestling Show present the TNA Ring Report. Coming up here on the TNA Ring Report, you see right here, main event level match. Insane. The championship is on the line as Mike Santana defending his TNA championship against former TNA champion Rich Swann. And Rich Swann win the TNA championship again. Yeah, a 5-year absence. We talk about it with Rich Swann coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Can Rich Swann do it? We'll see. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the TNA Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Ladies and join us on the TNA Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is can. Tell a friend. Call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the TNA Ring Report. All right. Let's get stuff started right here, right now, here on the TNA Ring Report. We're gonna miss a beat here. All right. Let's join in. Let's tell you what's going on right now. We start with this. Elias came out there to do his concert. He had an impromptu impersonator from what's his name? I forgot who the impersonator. Forgot his name. Frank Kazarian tried to impersonate Elias. Elias wasn't buying that one bit. Elias kind of like, hey man, you can't impersonate me. Frankie Kazarian did his thing all right. Kazarian doing his thing all right. And Kazarian did what he needed to do and did what he had. But speaking of that, Ash by Elegance and the Elegance brand trying to work a match to present a match to Daria Ray. Daria Ray kind of like what she saw. So we could see Ash by Elegance get a match. Ash trying to get a match. She's trying to get a match into that order. We see that Ash was trying to work some lobby, something. Daria Ray might take her on an offer. You know that ODB, Mickey James, and what's her name? Karen Terrell. They were trying to ram up and stuff like that. But Terry Terrell was trying to get the most out of everything. But Terry Terrell did. So as by Elegance brand, they're working on something. You just don't know what they're working on, but we'll see. Speaking of that, Jeff Hardy, half of the Hardy Boys was in action. Jeff was in action tonight. Beforehand, let's show you this right here. This is what we was talking about. Well, Elias tried to get the impersonator, better known as what's his name? Frankie Kazarian impersonator. Saw that. Speaking of that, looks like the Hardy Boys went against the Righteousness. The Hardy Boys lost to the Righteousness. The Hardy Boys trying to regroup and recover their situation, what went down. Well, we go to this right here. Laylene want to know why did Brookside turned on her. Brookside with that evil look and that evil stare. Brookside showing the world that she with Laylene and stuff like that. On what's going on? But we saw she tagged her former best friend. So it's a lot going on. I can tell you that right now. It's a lot of moving parts, but you can tell with that nature or what's going on and stuff. Well, it looks like EC3 isn't done yet. EC3 wants to get his hands on Eric Young. What Eric Young did last week hit EC3. They had a battle, but EC3 had got hit from behind by Eric Young to returning. Eric Young showing EC3 that he can be dangerous too. EC3 might have to find that badass in him He was a former world champion that caused a lot of ruckus when he was TNA champion almost 12 years ago. Man, good God. It's been that long? Jesus Christ. That long. Kind of see stuff. Well, this right here. Layla Black was in action as well. Layla Black was in action. She went against Dave Arquette's cousin and lasted longer. So Dave Arquette's cousin lost to Layla Black. Layla Black could be a future Knockouts champion, depending on the circumstances. See. Well, we get that hug in a minute with that. Well, right here, it looks like Mustafa Ali is trying to add more members to his stable. Mustafa Ali is trying to get a full round of who's in his stable or what's going on. But we kind of see what's happening, how that all plays out, how it's going to do. But we see with that a lot of stables and stuff like that was going on tonight on Impact, but it really wasn't nothing. Well, we get to this right here. Mike Santana went against a former TNA champion, Rich Swann. These two men battled one-on-one for the TNA title. Santana defended his TNA championship against Swann, and many people are considering the match of the year candidate. But looks like Santana getting the victory over Swann, and the two embraced each other. So Mike Santana showing the world that he can be a future champion, a champion that everyone can be proud of as the TNA champion, Mike Santana, showing everybody, the whole world, that we meant to be. But we know TNA is on the road to next sacrifice, I believe. So TNA is trying to get to that point, get to that level and stuff. What's going on? So we're seeing a lot of stuff, moving parts and stuff. However, that's going to be moving forward. So we're seeing how that's going to go. But this TNA was, I guess, the main event saved them because it was a high level main event match as well. So we see how that went down and stuff, and how it also came to that friction, that point and stuff. So we see the main event match led to everything it needed to be and wanted to be. That was the question that we saw tonight. Anyway, all right. Gonna leave here on the Pro Wrestling Show. You know, for the TNA Ring Report. I'll leave you with that little thing. So, for me being Kendrick Dix, saying so long, thanks for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the TNA Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the SmackDown Ring Report. We'll see you for SmackDown tomorrow for the Ring Report. See you.